As mentioned previously, testing every single visible functionality and pressing every visible button does not guarantee that you covered everything and you tested everything. And we saw how we could actually analyze the code in here and use regex to actually discover endpoints that we never seen before that are buried and hidden within the code. So in this lecture, I want to continue on that idea of trying to discover hidden features and hopefully hidden endpoints and parameters so that we can test them and hopefully discover more bugs. To do that in this lecture, we're actually going to rely on a Chrome extension called LazySec. There's another one called Unhide. There's actually a lot of these extensions. And basically, once you have it installed, and installing it is very easy, you just click on Add to Chrome. You will have it in here. And once you have it in here, you can go to the target website and click it. And hopefully, it'll display some useful elements or useful links or useful input boxes that you can test. And hopefully, they're vulnerable and therefore help you discover a bug. So let's have a quick example here in the home page. We're gonna click on the extension in here and it's asking you what exactly do you want to display. We're gonna say I want you to show me all of the hidden elements. So we're clicking on all and we're gonna say show hidden elements. And at first glance, it doesn't seem like it actually displayed any hidden elements. But if you click on the login, you'll actually see that it's actually highlighting the hidden elements for us in red right here. So there are two new elements that we never seen before, and we actually saw this one before when we clicked on request account, but we never saw this element before. And this is actually a link, so if you hover over it, it is a link. But if you click it, you're not going to go anywhere. But still very interesting because this was hidden, so it must be hidden for a reason. And therefore, I'm going to right click it and inspect it so that I can analyze this further and see what's the point of this button and hopefully understand what it's supposed to do and then maybe discover a bug in it. Now we can see that this is a link because it's using an A tag with a href, which is usually what specifies the link. But you can see that there is not a valid link in here. You can also see that there is an ID, and this is the value of the ID. Now, IDs are usually used in HTML in order to identify an element, hence the name, and then JavaScript a lot of the time would manipulate this element using its ID. So once you see an ID, it's actually worth a good try to go back to burp and look within the JavaScript files that you have in here and see if there's any reference to this ID. Because normal HTML could contain JavaScript, and see if there is any reference to this element. And that's what we're gonna do. But before doing that, I actually usually still just give it a go in here, put a question mark, put the ID, and then try a few things. So try to, because it's saying redirect URL, I'm gonna just try to redirect it to Google. So we're gonna just do google.com. And you will notice that that doesn't work. And I might actually play with this a little bit, maybe do your redirect underscore URL and try a few things, but you will notice none of that is going to work. I'm only doing this in here just to show you how I would go about it, even though it's failing. But like I said, the fact that you see an ID in here, it is more likely that you'll actually find a reference to it if you go ahead and search in the target and in the filter in here. So this time we're not searching for a regex anymore, we're searching for a normal text. That's why we're gonna untick this box, and then I'm gonna paste what I'm searching for, which is redirect URL, and I'm gonna click on apply. And once we do that, as you can see, it's gonna list all of the files that contain the redirect URL. And like I said, it's very likely that it's being used in some JavaScript files. So the .js in here, it means it's a JavaScript file because programmers like to actually manipulate elements using their ID. So the fact that this has an ID gives me a hint that it's actually being accessed and manipulated somewhere using JavaScript code. So anyway, we have the file in here and we can actually search for what we're looking for, which is the redirect URL. And we actually have it in here. And you can see that the redirect URL is actually equal to something that is called url_params.get. Now I know what this is, but assuming you saw this for the first time and you don't know what this is, all you have to do is simply copy it, go to Google and search for it. And you can see the first result without even viewing it is actually useful. It's telling you that the .get method in the URL search param, which is what we have in here, gives you the first value associated with the given parameter. And the given parameter in this case is from. So basically, this is a way for JavaScript to get values sent using a parameter called from. So now we know that this page right here takes a parameter that is called from. So let's go ahead and test it. Let's just go back in here and let's set the from parameter this time to google.com. Now you can set it to anything else you want, but we're just going to leave it at Google. We're going to send it. And right now, if we click on login again, you can see that the element is visible by itself. We didn't actually have to unhide it, but you can always unhide it using the same way. And we're just going to inspect it to see what happened to this element, because we know that it's been manipulated using this JavaScript, using the from. We sent the from. And as you can see now, the value of the href has changed. It used to be a hash, but now it actually has the value of the input that we placed in here. So right now, if we click on this link, we will actually go to the value that was in the href, which is google.com. And this means that we have discovered an open redirect vulnerability, because we managed to get this website to take the user to another website that they're not supposed to go to. And this way, we can actually inject a malicious website in here that contains malicious code, or a cloned website to this website that will ask the user to log in, and then we'll be able to steal their information, and the list goes on. So this is a very valid bug, like we said, and you will definitely get a bounty for discovering it. Also, you should keep in mind, whatever you're typing in here is being injected in the href. And as we said before, you can actually inject JavaScript code directly into the href without having to escape this, without even having to complete this element. So all we have to do is type JavaScript followed by the JavaScript that we want to run. And we're just going to do a simple alert. We're going to say 3 this time. We're going to hit enter, and let's click on login. Click the link, and sure enough, our JavaScript code gets executed. So now we actually discovered 2 bugs. We discovered an open redirect and a reflected XSS vulnerabilities, and you should actually get bounties for both of these bugs. And we managed to do all of this using a hidden element that we never seen before, and we were only able to see it by relying on an extension similar to this one right here that will display hidden elements for us. We did a bit of research based on everything that we learned so far, and as you can see, we ended up discovering 2 more bugs in the target website.